art is very dynamic. Art is not just for the art community or the people who are art lovers, Art is really for everybody, and it can bring different people into a space as an expression. I feel that art is a tool that we can really reach out to masses. Hi, my name is Ming. You can call me MK, and I'm the founder and also the co-artistic director for Disconnect. Disconnect was a platform that we set up with the intention to raise awareness of mental health and suicide prevention in Singapore using art and conscious conversation. We don't create works for the sake of creating works that come from a space of ego, but rather we are creating works that makes people contemplate, to reflect and to meditate about their whole life. And to be able to create that space, for people to have that self-awareness inside of them, to remember what really matters to them, who they are as a person, which is oftentimes the most important questions in our life, but yet we often brush this question aside. So it's really about getting people that awareness to reconnect to what really is important to them. I think one of the understanding that we come to realize is when we talk about mental health or even emotional wellness or even our physical health, they're all interconnected because we are the core constant. And if we don't know who we are as a person, how can we even understand the complex emotions and the mental thoughts that we are going through in life?
Great. And I feel like people spend a lot of time separating these aspects of themselves. I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. But it's okay not to define yourself as something.
Correct. Because you are not a job. You're not your job title that you wear just because you spend 1/3 of your day-to-day life force, onto a job that you don't really love. I mean, if you love it, you also got to realize that whatever you do in your job is only one part of your life. What about the other aspects of life? For example, your relationships. For example, your social circle, your family relationship, your health. How about your performance as a person? How about your fulfillment as a person? How about your assets, finances? There's so many things, that we want to look into in life. And if we start concluding that our job title, which is only one small aspect, is the whole of us, then we are really discarding the remaining aspects of ourselves.
Definitely. And I think that's also, as a society plays a large part in this, right? Because no matter where you go, every form you fill, they will ask you title, right after your name. There'll be like a title or what is it that you do, and you have to sort of define yourself. And I guess people just get so caught up with those titles, they forget that what they are can't be limited by one title or one word or one job, right? It's a mix of everything, and we should be okay with that. We should be okay with feeling everything, with accepting that there's so many parts to being human.
Well, I think that's why the exhibition, is also called Why Am I If I'm Not?
Yeah.
Makes sense, because we are not just who we think we are. We are not just who we perceive we are, but we are filled with different personalities inside of us. And this all comes from our different experiences that we have in life. For example, the voice inside of you that tells you you're not good enough. The voice that tells you that you're unworthy. All these little voices, come from your past history as well. And all of them are different parts of you.
Yeah.
And the moment you start concluding that you're just one personality, then you're really fixating yourself to one.
Yeah.
But you're not really being whole with yourself.
Yeah. Agreed.
So how can you really say that you know who you are?
You use art as a sort of a tool to help people look into themselves.
Correct. And art is very dynamic, art is very general. I feel that art is a tool that we can really reach out to masses. Art is not just for the art community or the people who are art lovers, Art is really for everybody, and it can bring different people into a space as an expression. But more importantly, in the quest of our works itself, our work are designed in such a way that it taps, a person actually taps their inner experience to make sense out of the work themselves and how it relates to them. I think that's the beauty of it. We don't tell people what mental health is or what mental health is not. We let the work do its job to the person. And that person who are experiencing or consuming the work are using their inner experiences to make sense out of it by themselves. And when we do that, people can have more ownership over their experiences and realizations in their life. And they are more likely going to act upon it.
Mental health is a stigmatized topic in our society. And speaking up about it is difficult. right? But you guys have been doing it in a very creative way. And have you seen your audience responding to it as well? Are people more willing to speak up when they come here?
Well, all the times. I will never forget this, I remember, when we did our first exhibition in Singapore, it was a prelude show. I remember there was a couple who came. They were actually here, they're psychotherapists. They were supposed to be here for only 30 minutes because they were just popping by. And in the end, they sat through the work and then they sat through for 5 hours. And they had to literally make a phone call back to the office to take a half day off. And that was amazing because, they are getting things that, that they say in their own words, that it was very straight onto the point. It really hits them into the core. And I think, this is the kind of work that we're creating. We are not here to create therapy works, we are here to create awareness work. Getting people to know who they are, getting people to connect to what really matters, so that they can actually live their life to the fullest.